Somewhere right now, in a drawer, a safe, or a shoebox under a bed, there are millions, perhaps even billions, of Iraqi dinar banknotes sitting in the homes of ordinary Americans. Some people spent part of their savings on them. Some invested retirement savings. Some even reported borrowing money to buy more. They were told the same story, that one day the Iraqi dinar would revalue, and turn a few $100s into a few $100,000. That story has been circulating for more than 20 years. None of the widely promoted predictions have come true. And yet, right now, someone somewhere is watching a video, listening to an intel call, or reading a forum post telling them it's about to happen this week. So how did a currency from a war-torn country become the center of one of the longest-running financial rumors in modern history? And why do so many thoughtful, careful people still believe it? Let's go back to where it all started. To understand the rumor, you first have to understand the currency. Under Saddam Hussein's government, the Iraqi dinar operated under a tightly controlled exchange rate. Rather than being freely determined by market forces, its official value was largely set by government policy. On paper, the currency appeared much stronger than Iraq's underlying economic conditions suggested. In 2003, the United States led an invasion of Iraq. Saddam Hussein's government fell, and Iraq's financial system entered a period of major restructuring. The new Iraqi government, working alongside international advisors, introduced a new series of Iraqi dinar banknotes. After decades of war, sanctions, and economic instability, the currency's value reflected the country's weakened economic conditions. Around the time the new currency was introduced, approximately 1,500 Iraqi dinar exchanged for about $1. Today, the exchange rate remains in a broadly similar range. This is where the modern rumor began. Currency dealers and online promoters started presenting a simple but highly appealing idea. Iraq possessed enormous oil reserves. The country's economy would eventually recover. And when that happened, the Iraqi government would supposedly revalue the dinar to a dramatically higher level, creating extraordinary profits for anyone already holding the currency. The message was simple. Buy dinar while it's inexpensive. Hold on to it. Wait for the announcement. Become wealthy. This idea spread rapidly through internet forums, email chains, and discussion groups during the early years of the Iraq War. As time passed, it evolved into an entire online ecosystem consisting of websites, YouTube channels, paid conference calls, newsletters, and self-described gurus claiming to possess insider information from banks, military contacts, or officials connected to the Iraqi government. More than 20 years later, none of the widely promoted predictions have materialized. Yet the story continues to spread. Here's how the modern dinar rumor economy typically works. First, there are the dealers. These are companies that legally sell foreign currencies, including Iraqi dinar, to the public. Purchasing foreign currency is not illegal. Just as someone can legally buy euros, Japanese yen, or British pounds, they can also purchase Iraqi dinar. Dealers earn money through the exchange spread, the difference between the price at which they acquire the currency and the price at which they sell it. Second, there are the gurus. These are individuals who often operate websites, YouTube channels, newsletters, or paid conference calls while claiming to possess exclusive information about an upcoming revaluation. They frequently refer to unnamed banking contacts, military sources, government officials, or other insiders who supposedly know exactly when the event will occur. Third, there's the community. Across internet forums, Facebook groups, Telegram channels, and other online communities, dinar holders share rumors, discuss new predictions, encourage one another, and reinforce the belief that the long-awaited payoff is just around the corner. The prediction itself usually follows a familiar pattern. A specific date is announced. It may be connected to a government meeting, a religious holiday, an international event, or another major news story. The date arrives. Nothing happens. A new explanation quickly appears. Perhaps the process was delayed. Perhaps the banks were not ready. Perhaps the announcement was postponed. Almost immediately, another date is introduced. Versions of this cycle have appeared repeatedly across online discussions and promotional content for more than 2 decades. Predictions came and went throughout the 2000s, continued through the 2010s, and have continued into the 2020s. As of today, the widely promoted claim of a sudden, dramatic overnight increase in the value of Iraqi dinar held by everyday investors has not occurred. The emotional engine behind all of this is hope. For what often begins as a relatively small investment, people are told they could completely transform their financial future. That possibility encourages many holders to keep checking forums, watching videos, and waiting for the call, sometimes for years. Behind the headlines, investigations, and court documents are real people. Over the past 2 decades, the Iraqi dinar story has attracted a wide variety of buyers. Some purchased only a small amount out of curiosity. Others invested much larger portions of their savings, believing they were preparing for a once-in-a-lifetime financial opportunity. What makes this situation different from many traditional investment losses is the element of time. Rather than experiencing an immediate loss, many holders spend years, or even decades, waiting for a prediction that is continually described as being just around the corner. That prolonged period of waiting can influence financial planning, retirement decisions, and personal relationships, especially for those who invested more than they could comfortably afford. Reporting on this topic has also suggested that certain groups may be more vulnerable to these kinds of claims. Retirees looking to increase limited savings, individuals facing financial hardship, and people searching for a life-changing opportunity have frequently appeared among those targeted by aggressive promotional campaigns. At the same time, it is important not to exaggerate or invent individual stories. Many people purchased Iraqi dinar for different reasons, and not everyone invested large sums of money. However, the documented pattern described by journalists, regulators, and court records shows that some individuals committed significant financial resources based on predictions that repeatedly failed to materialize. In many cases, the greatest cost has not been a single dramatic financial collapse. Instead, it has been years of uncertainty, repeated anticipation, and the emotional burden of waiting for an event that never arrived. That quieter human impact is an important part of understanding why the Iraqi Dinar RV story has remained so significant for so many people. If the prediction has repeatedly failed, why does the industry surrounding it continue to exist? One reason is that, for some people promoting the story, the claim does not necessarily need to come true in order to generate income. Currency dealers earn money every time they complete a sale. Like many currency exchange businesses, they profit from the spread, the difference between the price at which they acquire a currency and the price at which they sell it. Whether the currency later increases, decreases, or remains unchanged does not affect the profit made on that original transaction. Some promoters generate revenue in different ways. Videos may earn advertising income. Websites may display paid advertisements. Some newsletters, subscription services, private chat groups, or conference calls charge recurring membership fees in exchange for exclusive intel or insider updates. Others participate in affiliate or referral programs. When viewers purchase currency through a recommended dealer, the promoter may receive a commission or referral payment. This creates a financial incentive to continue attracting new buyers and maintaining audience interest. Another reason the rumor persists is the way it is presented. The promised event is almost always described as being very close. Any day now, this week, before the end of the month. When that prediction does not happen, the explanation is often changed rather than the underlying claim itself. The delay becomes another reason for followers to keep watching, reading updates, attending conference calls, and waiting for the next announcement. It is important to make one distinction. Not every person discussing the Iraqi dinar is intentionally attempting to mislead others. Some sellers may sincerely believe the claims they are repeating. Some buyers purchase only a small amount out of curiosity. Others simply hope the prediction turns out to be true. However, the overall business model can create incentives that reward continued attention regardless of whether the prediction is ultimately correct. Understanding those incentives helps explain why the rumor has remained active for more than 2 decades without requiring assumptions about the intentions of every individual involved. 4. So if someone is already holding Iraqi dinar or is thinking about buying it, what's a more grounded way to think about investing? One of the most widely accepted principles in personal finance is diversification. Rather than placing a large portion of your savings into a single speculative asset, many financial professionals recommend spreading investments across different asset classes to help manage risk. It's also important to seek advice from qualified, independent financial professionals, not individuals who may benefit financially from selling a particular investment. An independent financial advisor can help evaluate whether an investment claim is supported by credible evidence and whether it fits your personal financial goals and risk tolerance. For those who already own Iraqi dinar, the first step is understanding the practical realities before making any financial decisions. In many cases, exchanging Iraqi dinar through major retail banks may not be as simple as some online promotions suggest. That's why it's important to rely on verified information rather than anonymous online posts, forum rumors, or so-called intel updates. More broadly, investments offered through regulated financial markets generally provide greater transparency, publicly available information, and regulatory oversight. While every investment carries some level of risk, transparent markets make it easier for investors to evaluate claims using independent sources instead of relying on anonymous insiders. Perhaps the most valuable question to ask before making any investment is this: can this claim be independently verified by reliable sources that have no financial incentive for me to believe it? If the answer is no, that's a good reason to slow down, do more research, and avoid making decisions based on excitement alone. More than 20 years, thousands of predicted dates, law enforcement investigations, court cases, regulatory warnings. And even today, somewhere online, someone is telling a new audience that the Iraqi dinar is finally about to revalue. That is what makes the Iraqi Dinar RV story one of the most persistent financial rumors of the modern era. It doesn't continue because the predictions have consistently come true. It continues because each misprediction is often replaced with another promise that the breakthrough is just around the corner. If there's one lesson to take away from this story, it's this: a financial claim should never be judged by how exciting it sounds or by how many people repeat it. It should be judged by evidence that is public, independent, and capable of being verified. The Iraqi Dinar RV claim has now had more than 2 decades to demonstrate that evidence. So far, the widely promoted predictions have not done so. If someone you know is considering buying Iraqi dinar, or is already holding it because they believe an overnight RV is imminent, the most helpful thing you can do is encourage them to look at independent evidence before making financial decisions. Not louder arguments, not personal attacks, just calm, verifiable facts. If you found this video helpful and want more evidence-based investigations into financial rumors, investment myths, and online claims, consider subscribing to the channel. And if there's another financial topic you'd like explored in a future video, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. This video is provided for educational and informational purposes only and should not be considered financial, legal, or investment advice. Always do your own research and consult a qualified financial professional before making investment decisions.